Hey everyone, what's going on? Just a little small segment for the Draining Jimmy's podcast. New episode every week, as well as make sure you hit subscribe, whether you're listening through TikTok, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Well, we just had the NCAA tournament finish this past weekend and Monday, and it was an exciting tournament overall. We had LSU versus Iowa going on Sunday for the Women's March Madness. And then we had the men's tournament finish off Monday with UConn versus San Diego State. Again, both tournaments remarkable. Both had exciting things going on. We saw two number ones for the women's tournament go to the Final Four, both being dropped by either Iowa or LSU. And then on the men's side, well, we had upsets going on from the day one. The biggest one was Arizona versus Princeton. And then San Diego's road to the finals was incredible as well. But after everything that has happened, seeing UConn win Monday night and LSU winning Sunday, those are all being overshadowed for what happened on Sunday. And again, the game was great. LSU handled Iowa very easily, but it's not about what came of that, seeing LSU win. What came from it was a hand gesture in a competitive nature between two athletes. That was Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark playing for Iowa. Angel Reese, who was also the most outstanding player for the women's tournament, doing a little hand gesture, some of them thinking that it was inappropriate. We've seen the news media and everything happening. Caitlin Clark came out yesterday and said that the backlash needs to stop. Reese was being a competitor. Caitlin Clark did it the game before when they played against South Carolina. So here we are in this situation. Overall, in my opinion, what happened on Sunday, I am okay with it. We see stuff like that happen in the professional level. We see stuff like that happen in every game. It's there. It's two athletes competing. And the fact that everyone is blowing up on what happened in the finals and not really anyone saying anything from the day before. Even Clark came out and said it just wasn't that game that was happening. It was happening in all games. Even she knew she was doing it in other games as well. So what we saw there Sunday was part of the game. And it was. And it shouldn't be taken away. Like it should not be overshadowing what happened on Sunday. This should be moved aside and focus on what was happening in that tournament. Just the weekend alone, those finals, a lot of things happened. Caitlin Clark set a record for men and women for most points scored in that tournament at 191. Reese, who was the MOP, also set a record for 34 double-doubles in a season. 34 double-doubles. Her and her cousin Hawkins, who plays for UConn, both winning the finals, which was incredible. The biggest part of this is, and this is being overshadowed, 9.9 million viewers, most ever watched of a women's NCAA final. Most watched. That is now being overlooked because some people are overreacting to a gesture. We see John Cena do it all the time in the WWE. That exact gesture, that's there. Can't see my face. Why are we at this point? And there are people out there just criticizing this, and there are others defending her, and I'm one of those defending her. This is part of the game. Like I said, Caitlin Clark did it. Caitlin Clark even came out in defense of this. Why are we looking at this and ignoring the accomplishments of the men's tournament and the women's tournament, and we're just focusing on this? Again, professional athletes do this all the time. They do. And they're doing stuff similar to what Angel Reese did, what Caitlin Clark has done. So I think the reaction is not necessary. I think maybe move on. Reese, it was okay with it. Clark was okay with it. It was, again, from there where it's happening, the whole tournament, stuff like that. Not every camera saw it, but it was there. It's competitive nature. It's part of the game. So I'm with Angel Reese. What she did was fine. I think it's normal. We see Steph Curry. We see other athletes doing it. So I think maybe move on from it. leave it alone. Don't let the success of this past weekend be overshadowed again by that gesture. Just being again, incredible. Records were broken for viewership by players. It was incredible. And congratulations to Adam Sanonga from UConn for being the most outstanding player for the men's tournament as well. UConn was great as well. It was overall a great tournament for men and women. But again, when you're looking at it, recapping it, everyone was just focused on that gesture. That's where it is. Again, Reese, MOP, great accomplishment, especially when you look at her history. She also set a record for most double-doubles in a season. Incredible. Also, we're ignoring the fact that Caitlin Clark set a record for men and women in a tournament. That's even incredible as well, and that's being overlooked as well. And again, like I mentioned, 9.9 million viewers, most for a women's NCAA final. Incredible. But let's just worry about a hand gesture between two competing athletes. Let's focus on that. Let's ignore what actually happened. Let's just focus on that. But overall, congratulations to LSU. Congratulations to UConn on winning their finals, winning their championships. Again, congratulations to Reese on being most outstanding player. Congratulations to Adama Sanongo for winning for the men's most outstanding player. Just an incredible tournament for both sides. It was. And I was happy for both. Not happy that my bracket was done at the Sweet 16, but overall happy with both tournaments and happy with the results at the end. I will discuss more on the next episode of the podcast, but this is my short little caption here about what the recap was from the tournament and how accomplishments like what Reese, Clark, the Huskies, LSU is being overshadowed because we saw some competitive nature between two extremely talented athletes. Thanks for listening, everyone. Do not forget to hit subscribe, whether you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, as well as YouTube. Don't forget to follow me on TikTok at drainingjimmies.podcast, Instagram as well, drainingjimmies.podcast, and on Twitter at drainingjimmies. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend. This is the Draining Jimmies podcast.